Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I make turtles.
It's now time for Big D Energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Hey, yo. Welcome back, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule. That guy is back in the fold. D-Mac, Darren McCarty. I told you it was just a brief step away. D-Mac is back in effect. We got Sam Flannel.
You're getting busy.
You're getting busy with it. You know we got Spencer Raxter here in the building. Also, the squad is here. We are ready to rock. And, you know, big-time show lined up for you, as we always try to do. Got some Tigers discussion in there. You know we're going to talk NFL draft because that's the way it be. We are 2 weeks away. Today is 2 weeks from the NFL draft. It's getting real, Spencer, isn't it?
We're getting real close.
You know how it's getting real, Neil? It's getting real because as Stick just walked out of the room 10 seconds before the show started, and we were talking about being down at the brass rail for the draft party again, Woodward Sports Network and the D, obviously our friends at the brass rail. We look forward to going down there. Remember the tater tots? Phenomenal. But the whole thing is that we're all trying to figure out, you know, the broadcast and stuff and getting excited. I just figured I don't drink anymore. But we're going to have a D-Mac McCarty party drinking game with the Woodward heavyweights depending on who's drafted. So sort of you made up the comment that I thought was good. If we draft a safety at number 2, the boys will be chugging fifths. So
an entire fifth of Jim Beam.
Right, so yeah, stick around. It'll be entertaining. If you haven't seen the Woodward heavyweights with Spencer and Easy, especially I think it's going to be part 2. To opening day party. What do you say, Spence?
Hey, yeah, I'm always down for that. You know, we had the opening day party. We had the little bit.
You were living your best life.
I was living my best life. That was a great time, and yeah, draft party. You know, everybody says it's our Super Bowl, so why not get down with the get down?
And we will be down at the brass rail, and it will be a good time. And look, we'll have Scott Bischoff there, so there will be experts in the building. Myself, everyone's going to be involved in some form, in some fashion, and I can't wait because let's be real, everybody. It feels like we built our whole lives to this moment, doesn't it, man?
You know what's exciting is going on downtown right now as we speak, and they're talking about, you know, we're talking about 2 weeks, but 2 years from now the draft will be downtown,
right.
And they're doing a preview of it. And Neil, to your point, that's the way old behavior, the way it's been in the past, as we were talking coming in about culture and different things. One of the things, even though I wasn't here yesterday, your interview, talking about Sheila getting her flowers for doing things a little bit different. And I totally agree. So yes, in the past, this has been our Super Bowl. Maybe this will be the draft, you know, that helps us catapult us into different thinking and different behaviors. So it's not the same old Lions. They got things to prove, but in my opinion, they're doing things a little bit differently.
Yeah, and we did talk to Dave Beachnall yesterday from the Detroit Sports Commission. And it was, if you get a chance, go back yesterday and give that a watch because I was happy. And again, you know, just getting back into that mode, and I said this yesterday after the interview, I'm fired up about it, man. I'm fired up about it for Detroit. I'm fired up about it because it's big-time events. And not only that, just independent of the NFL draft, he said it. I mean, the Final Four is very much in play, again, to be here at Ford Field.
Like, when I say destination, not only for our 4 major sports teams, looking downtown and looking what they're building, making it so that we're going to jump from stadium to arena to facility, but also look at what it's bringing in nationally, right? The attention that we're bringing nationally. So, I mean, this is a great time to be, to me, this is the, you know, precipice of the beginning of the next generation of Detroit sportsdom, and it's bringing eyes from across the country into the different sports, and especially college. You know, if you're talking college basketball and stuff like this puts a spotlight on what we have downtown, which is something special, and it's just going to keep growing.
And the Big Ten football championship, he told us they're making a play for that. I have talked to people, that is going to happen.
So
From my understanding, that is going to happen.
So all these pipe dreams or plays are in the past where you put Detroit or you put, Michigan in the conversation and everybody else laughs. They're not laughing now. And I think that, obviously the NFL being the superpower, them showing the way that, hey, we're going to Detroit, everybody also falls in line. It makes it easier to fall in line, right? When the biggest money conglomerate operation machine in the country, right, says we're going to do something here, everybody else sort of jumps on the same ship and says, oh, Detroit, hey, that's cool now. It's cool now. Let's do it. So just enjoy it because it's coming.
Robert Closia on our YouTube chat. Though, remember, you can get involved on there. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, just jump right into there. We read some of those comments as they roll on. And, it's social media handles on the screen also. Send tweets, whatever you guys want to do to get involved. You're taking the time out of your day to watch the show, to listen to the show. Least I can do is read a couple of your thoughts on it. That's kind of the deal I make with everybody out there. If you're listening on the radio too, on 93.5 The Roar, that's Detroit's new all sports radio station, prominently featuring Woodward sports shows. You can jump in on there as well, 94.7 HD2 as well. And remember too, there's a podcast of the show wherever you get your podcast from. I'm a big Apple guy, so that's how I roll in, and you can rewind, fast forward, all of it, get caught up with shows that you missed. It's all right there at the ready. If you're lazy like me, you set it up so it downloads right to your phone. Boom, you don't have to do anything. And for people like me, that works out perfectly. But we are happy to have you all along for the ride with us here today. Robert Closia says, as a lifelong Lions fan, draft day has always been a big deal for the last 20-plus years. I've had a big draft party where we gamble on each pick. Rack says, draft day drinking game, you say? I'm in. Yep, absolutely. Chuck Brewer, well, our free agent pickup yesterday saved that drinking duty. I hope that you are right.
Hope you're right, but with this regime and the way that I'm reading the cards, I think that it did. I think that I would not worry as much now because, to me, I don't think this regime's going to do the same thing as the last regime and sign a quarterback and, take you out of the draft. So with the safety, the same thing. You're not going to sign a safety and then draft one that high. Doesn't mean they're not going to draft one later in the draft. But do you like the move?
Yeah, well, it's a 1-year contract. And here's a guy. This is along the lines of the DJ Chark thing where there is talent there. And I know Corey Woods, our Lions beat reporter, if you guys follow him on Twitter, he tweeted out a video of him, knocking Derrick Henry TF out. Derrick Henry. Not
that guy good.
Yeah, he's okay. And the talent's there. He was a 6th-round draft pick, but the rub is, I think he's played, 28 games in 4 years or something like that. He's had injury problems. So here's your opportunity, dude. Show out, and we'll talk.
I look to you because this falls right in line with everything that they're doing.
And guys, the people, and look, I figured we were going to get to this at some point, which we will, and I'll give you the little cliff notes of it right now. The people that are sitting there saying they're sitting out free agency, they're not making any moves. It's all calculated. You can see it, D-Mac. You can see it.
Here's the thing that you got to love. The consistency of the plan of what they're doing, right? They're putting brick by brick by brick. 1 year deals, short-term deals, something where, hey, come on in, here's the opportunity. I know that you have the talent, now you got to produce or be available. Right, show out, and then to your draft capital moving forward in the next year to revisit this on these guys with the 1-year deals. It's not, you know what it is, Neil? Because it's not the flashy, splashy, guys that have been moving on.
Yeah.
We always feel
they're
like
not there
we're
yet.
all left out. We're not, right. I guarantee, right, when we're in a position as the Detroit Lions to make that move, that this regime will make that move. But they know that it's putting the pieces together because it's so important to get the foundation solid, something that we've never had here.
Now, if Paul Heyman were going to describe it, he would say it this way. Let me say it so simply that even somebody from Detroit can understand. When you put all the pieces together, and I give you credit because a little tactic that Steve Yzerman does when you talk about the board in the office, with the 2022, the 2023, the 2024, the 2025. You can then begin to construct the sense of all the moves with the Lions and the free agency thing. That's why we have now, we sniffed that out with the clock, with the 2-year clock.
Yeah.
Now, with that, with that, the clock.
Oh, clock.
The clock.
You put my clock into your mouth.
Yeah,
Yes.
the clock. All right,
17 games.
We sniffed this all out, okay, guys. We knew how this was going to work here, and how it's going to work is they needed to take a year to get the books right, and that's D-Mac's clock right there. It's still halfway through, guys. There is still 17 more games before we even start.
Yeah, before we even give our okay, here we go. Right, but moving forward, getting the pieces in place, and
make no mistake, that's not over D-Mac's right shoulder. That is not a playoff appearance clock.
No, that's a give my opinion of where we're at.
Okay, here we go. Clock.
Okay, here we go. What do they call that? Your the free time is over. Your play time is over. Now we're real. It's not the fake money. It's the real money now.
Yeah, and again, all the moves suggest that. You look at the moves done in free agency, from the Harris contract at 2 years to this contract that they did with DeShon Elliot, the 1 year. Everything is that.
I'm
the
not
release of Trey
saying-
Flowers, all of it, guys. It's all making a lot of sense right now.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying, but make your own conclusion. I don't know. Maybe Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell watched this show and said that the clock was a good idea and having the 2 years, so they know that in the mind, like at least for us, we're giving that 2 year grace. Now they have to do the work. It's like preparing, right? It's like training camp. It's like preparing. It's like working out. It's like getting your fitness right? They're making themselves the best possible organization that they can possibly be. And you nailed it, Neil, because people have to remember. You look at what Steve Eisman, you got to get rid of the bad and chop the fat off.
And those are
before you
two
can move.
separate. Those are two
Right.
separate tasks.
That's what they've been doing, right? So that's what in the 2 year, it's like, okay, get rid of and know what you have moving forward. Sort of what Steve Eisman has done in the last couple of years with the Red Wings. We can see, okay, you might see that you got 4, 5, maybe 6 guys, right? But you also see that, maybe you don't have this in another player. Right, the pros and cons. I think that when we talk Red Wings, that's what you've seen this year and throughout the season at different times. But that's what they're doing. They're putting themselves in the best possible position. So after the end of next season, right, when we're going into the draft, the foundation, the contracts, the guys that they're signing. The question is, Neil, so would you expect that in free agency next year, that's when people could expect or look to see of more, I guess, to lack of a better word, more involvement from the Lions? In the way, the flashy involvement.
I don't even know that they'll be there necessarily next year.
Right.
See, here's the thing, and I was looking at this, where in 2024, as it stands right now, Lions, I think, have about $140-ish million in contracts.
Okay.
Then you'll have to sign your draft class, obviously, that year. They're looking at the cap being, what, about a quarter $250 million? You're talking about being in a position where you could have 90-ish, 100-ish million in cap space in 2024. Is it making sense now?
It does make sense, and I think that you brought up a great point. And nobody's got really the time to do it, but if you do, because I'm thinking back, because you brought it up, walking in Steve Eisman's office or whatever, and seeing that board and seeing names on that board, where he's got them slotted, and it sets your mindset on not only the contract wise, but also timetable and what your expectations are. Look at last year with the Lions, right? With the way that everybody got into the lineup, we've talked about it between Penei Sewell, Ozarike, Ali McNeil, Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? These guys played, right? So that's the whole thing, is that do you think they're ahead of schedule, from what was the expectation going into last season for Holmes and Campbell? I would think yes.
What they did ahead of schedule to me was they went to work on the cap. Like the Trey Flowers thing, I thought came maybe a year quicker than originally I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
The only knock I have right now, and this is still a to be determined thing. This is just me looking at it, seeing how they talk about it, seeing what their actions are. The only potential beef I would have is they seem very loyal to Jared Goff. Now, I understand, and you guys, the viewers out there, a lot of you brought this to my attention, too, because I thought about it, but I glossed over it and didn't give it its due diligence. Was what I liked about the Goff thing was, you bring them in, and then boom, in 2 years, if you don't like them, we'll get somebody else, They extended him for a year. And that was initially what I thought, well, I don't know, like, is he going to be their guy? Like, is he going to be that guy for them? And then some of you guys out there in our YouTube chat thread said, well, you extend them, you stretch out the signing bonus, you free up some cap space for this year. And I was like, all right, fair. So that's my only thing that I've seen that raised an eyebrow.
Point, I look at it more like when you're starting something new in the foundation, you have to go with what you know. He's the most, like, as far as anybody in that organization,
known to them.
He's known to them.
You're going to ride, and you are. You're going to ride with your guys.
Well, and you're not. Like, you're not going to win, you're not going to lose, in my opinion, with Jared Goff, as far as the person that he is or whatever else. It's just the fact that when you're trying to hammer down, right, the starting point, that's what I think that this regime said. We're hammering it down. Jared, you're our guy until you're not our guy. That's what it looks like to me.
Sure. And there are worse candidates.
Well,
like
absolutely.
You
Would
listen
you
to
rather
Goff.
have Goff or Kirk Cousins?
Right. Yeah, I mean it's the same, but here's the thing. It's I think dudes in the locker room like Goff.
Absolutely.
You hear Goff with the media. He knows what he's doing with the media.
Look at the way the year went last year. You can't say that they didn't get better or he didn't play better or that they didn't play as a team. They played hard, not only for the coach, for the quarterback. You see the interacting, everything coming out is it's great talk, and he's a great leader.
Yeah, and I want to get to all of your guys' YouTube chat room comments because you are fired up, and I'm fired up to talk to you about Cintron. It's an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand, sparkling flavored energy beverages, premium bottled water, and revitalizer shots. Cintron, the official energy drink of the Red Wings, Detroit City FC, proud partners with the Detroit Pistons. It's sold at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and, of course, great taste, Cintron is your top choice. You can buy online at CintronWorld.com. Use the promo code RedWings10. That'll save you 10%. Shipping included. Drink it. Live it. Cintron.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Off and running here, Neil Rule, Big D Energy for Wing Snob. And I was told it takes a snob to know a snob. So that's why I'm here to tell you about the fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken at Wing Snob, the best traditional wings. An entire line of signature sauces featuring the Jamaican jerk and the lemon pepper. The wings are tossed to perfection. And yes, they're going to be to perfection because it's Wing Snob. They're the best at what they do. Any sauce you pick. They're going to arrive either in your takeout package, on the plate, at your table. However, they're going to be perfect because it is Wing Snob. When the wings are this good, guys, you're allowed to be a snob. It's great. Order online at wingsnob.com. It's Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
I had Wing Snob last night.
And they were just better wings.
And they were delicious. They got the lemon pepper.
And it was tossed to perfection.
Perfection. It was. Delicious.
Because they just have better wings. There's nothing else to say about that.
Easy. That's it. Braggadocious. And Neil Rule would not read anything because of his snobbiness. And it happens to be Wing Snob.
No, absolutely. Clomp sauce in our YouTube chat thread. I'll be at the Red Wings game tonight in Carolina. Let's go Red Wings. Red Wings, a 3-1 underdog tonight.
It's about right. Against Carolina.
3-1, man. Not a lot of faith in the Red Wings out there in the old business community, as I like to say. Doughboy Steve, I like these contracts. These guys are playing for their football lives. Mr. Poole, Holmes is playing his board very carefully. Matt Johnson, I'm really hoping the Jags pass on Hutch. The kid will be perfect for the culture they're building with the Lions. We've talked about it, and we will talk about it. 2 weeks today from the draft. I'm more Team Thibodeau myself. Tammy Chin would love to do Woodward Sports Chat Family Meetup at the Woodward Sports Draft Party. Rolling out to the brass rail, man. We'll have some drinks. We'll get regular out there. It'll be a good time. Jake Wegener, they're making smart moves, not just financially safe, but also puts these guys in a position to be motivated to perform because they need to earn a contract for next year. Doughboy Sneeve, hey now, Snooty Neil. No, I was just, that's how Paul Heyman does it. That's why I was doing that one. Robert, we still do have 17 more games on D-Mac's clock. Don Burr, Holmes said he has a plan, is sticking to it, not listening to the naysayers to get this big name, get that person. No. And, and there are some dissenters out there. There are some dissenters, and that's fine. It's just for me, and D-Mac and I we parked next to each other today. It was very cute. We walked into the studio together. It was very fun. We walked across the street together, and you could hear the 80s sitcom music in the background. But we walked into the studio and we were talking about it, and we, ironically enough, started talking about the Detroit Lions, and it was stemmed in the fact that the draft is coming here. Big Ten football championship might make its way here. Detroit in the mix for another Final Four. But we were talking about the whole thing where, with the Lions, and there are a lot of you, as I said, but with the Detroit Lions, what you have right now, and he was going for more of the Sheila Ford angle, and I was going for more of the Brad Holmes angle, but I think there is a similar argument to be made where there are results, right? It is not talk. There are results. For me, with my angle, it's Brad Holmes. First draft, boom, 3 starters, possible gold jacket dude, one of them, and a 4th-round pick in Amon-Ra St. Brown that will make less on his entire Lions contract than Kenny Golladay will make next September.
That is so crazy.
That is sick.
That's just beautiful right there. I mean,
that's
why we
done.
keep him around.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons, but draft Captain Obvious, or not Captain Obvious, bringing the obvious to the forefront to why this will work. And I like to take the bigger picture, and I like to see, because what we're talking about is continuity between the football team and the front office, which has never been the same. You look at Hard Knocks coming here. You look at, now it's time, and I think it's this conscious decision, and it starts, I don't care what you say, but it starts at the top, and she's listened to, you got Chris Spielman there, listen to what's best for this program, and it's going to be an interesting next 17 games. This season's going to be interesting because if they can continue to slowly but surely build on what they have and keep putting pieces together, we are building something here. And my faith is that in football, like other teams have done it, when you do it right, you can turn it quicker than later. So when we're sitting here before the draft next year, there might be I expect more excitement, another level of excitement moving forward. This might not be the year we get that free agent and maybe we have a better year and we don't draft as high, but we know guys we're talking about are guys that are going to make this team better. Looking at the contract, seeing what we had, who played for their lives, so to speak. Again, they're creating a culture here is that I think that inside out, slowly but surely, that not only, they have to be proud of it before the fan base can be proud of it. We're the last ones to come around because of what we've been through. But I just call it like I see it, and so far, you know what? I see the progress. Slow and steady wins the race.
Joey, 2 times. Brad Holmes' free agency moves are top notch, with the exception of the couple wide receiver mistakes. And Joe, I wouldn't necessarily call those moves. Those were spins.
Spins, yeah. You're allowed to take a spin if you're going to miss on him. Look at what he missed on. He missed on the minimal, right?
Yeah, he missed on traded a 5th-round pick, and then a $2.5 million flyer on a guy that, Joey, I'm sure everyone applauded at the time. I did. I thought it was a solid move. Yeah. There were not many dissenters. Let's just say it like that.
I think if Tyrell Williams would have got some run in Detroit, he actually would have been a pretty good player. I mean, he was injured the whole time, so we can't really say what could have been. But I liked him when he was in Oakland or Las Vegas, and I liked him when he was in LA with the Chargers. I thought he was a solid player. He would have been that Josh Reynolds on our team before we went out and got Josh Reynolds. He would have been that big body deep threat that you could air out, you could open up the defense, and it just didn't work out. You know, he was injured the whole time, but I didn't. Like you said, they're taking a spinning guy. You can't blame him for taking a shot.
The Perriman thing was a $2.5 million flyer, and it's gone. And most importantly, it's not on the books.
Yeah,
it's OVA, as Drake would say.
Yeah,
that's it. It's over. But I don't know what else to say about that. And look, Steve O'Baby in our YouTube chat thread says, yeah, guys, but people keep saying that the Lions are going to get better, and every year it's the same results. Every year, guys, we are the laughingstock of the NFL. And, Steve, look, I'll say this, and you are justified to say that because, again, I'm a resume guy based on the resume. But here's where I'm sold. And, Steve, I'm the biggest one of you out there for 2 decades. I've told D-Mac about my Lions friend, Dennis, who's terminal. He's a terminal Lions fan. I would beat this guy up all the time about it. But here's the difference now, man, and it's one draft. Because I've said this forever. The draft is how you win in sports. It's how it went back to the Tigers when, I used to thrash Mike Ilitch with the Tigers in the late 90s. Thrash him with what he was doing to the baseball team. But how did it change? It changed, obviously, with the Pudge Rodriguez and the Maglio, because in baseball that has more of an impact. But it also changed when the Justin Verlander draft piece hit. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it is with the Lions, because when was the last time the Lions were good through a stretch? You go back to the, 2011-ish, 2014-ish time. How and why were they good? They were good because of Stafford, Calvin, Sue. All 3 draft picks. Now, come to find out, the financial system that time in the NFL punished the Detroit Lions for drafting well at the top, but I digress. You go back before that, when was it good? The early 90s to the middle 90s, into the late 90s. Why was that team good? The draft, man. And I'm not even talking about Barry. I'm talking about Spielman. I'm talking about Benny Blades. I'm talking about Jerry Ball. All these guys that were linchpins of the franchise were all draft picks. And that's why, Steve, I'm in right now with Brad Holmes. After one draft, 3 starters, 1 possible gold jacket, a 4th-round receiver, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, whose entire Lions contract will cost less than Kenny Golladay will make next September. And I'm always going to go back to that. And Aleem McNeil, etc., and there's still guys that we don't know about. That's one draft. That's the difference with the talk. There are results. And that's why I buy D-Mac. That's what you were talking about when we were walking in. And am I being a homer?
It's different.
I don't know.
It's different than what it's been in the past. Now you're not all in, sold in. It's sort
there's
of
data. There's data.
Right. There's data to it, and we're seeing. There's things that you can see. The fact that the NFL's downtown today. Doing
the
2
commission's
years
here.
Out, right? They're here. They show up. There's stuff like this. To me, on the bigger picture, Neil, does that not show you that, for lack of a better term, the world, the country, the league is taking sort of notice now that a little bit more of a love or a shine's coming to Detroit? To me, the things we're talking about ain't just conversations we're having. People with, bigger pay grades than us are having these conversations too. And what are we seeing? Oh, here comes Hard Knocks. Here comes the draft. Here comes this. Here comes that. Progress. It's like I said, I'm happy. You have to give, and you know what? Here, I give. It may be just a lily, but here's your flower there, Sheila. You know what I'm saying? Just a lily.
Yeah, D-Mac got it for you, the day after Easter. He was rolling through the mire, and it was on the 75% clearance rack. And it's got a little brown in one of the petals. But, hey, here's a flower.
It don't matter. It don't matter anyways.
But, hey, if as Eddie Murphy said in his stand-up comedy Delirious, if you're starving and someone throws you a cracker, that'd be the greatest cracker of your life.
Greatest cracker of your life. Don't matter what's happening, guys. I got it covered. Well, me and my friends at Guardian Alarm, for all the stuff going on downtown Detroit, don't you worry. Guardian Alarm will be there, whether for your residents, your commercial, no matter what. Your local security experts will be there, and you can monitor all your stuff no matter what it is, right from your phone, temperatures, lights, the smoke detector, and even if you're sleeping, that silent, deadly killer, carbon monoxide. So if you want to be part of the Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network Guardian Alarm family, you can be too, but I need you to call. Give us a call, 1-800.
Stay out!
That's 1-800.
Stay out!
For everybody in the back that needs the security, because we are getting hot in the D, 1-800.
Stay out! Get out of my house!
Stay out of the flannel closet. Stay out of Sammy Flannels. He'll be rocking the flannel on on draft day. Don't you worry about it. So call Guardian Alarm today, your local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy sent you. We'll be right back. Neil Rold, D-Mac here on this Thirsty Thursday.
Everything that we've hoped for finally.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
It's all happening now.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule here, D-Mac over there. Sam Flannel brought some extra heat with the Guardian Alarm. Get out of my house today, but I felt that in my bones.
Now we're getting ready for Debo Friday.
Debo Friday tomorrow. That is where, if you're new to the show, Sam Flannel, he's going 365 consecutive days of flannel. We're at day 34.
No, we're at day 39.
39. Okay,
39,
I'm
yeah.
5 off there. Okay, my bad. Day 39. So Debo Flannel Friday, he wears a blue flannel, and he recites a line from Debo from the movie Friday, because it's on Friday. You can put the pieces all together right there. So it's a little special thing we do. It's fun. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, just to pop us. Yeah. We're all into it. We try to entertain you guys, but we're just trying to pop ourselves.
Absolutely. Spencer Raxter here in the building as well with that luscious beard of his, and doing a great job, as he always does. And we had some things lined up, but you guys got the energy going. I can see in the YouTube chat thread, you guys do want to talk some football. We are exactly 2 weeks from the NFL draft. And I knew, D-Mac, until somebody brought it up. I mean, I knew obviously the math, but it hit me when we started the show, when we brought that up.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's coming. It's like we said before, it's Christmas. Everybody gets excited, but I think it's even more exciting because of what we've been talking about. You got guys that are capable of actually making an impact and doing a great job. So I'm interested to see. I don't count. We can speculate if it's going to be a quarterback, if it's going to be a DN, who it's going to be, this and that. I still keep in the back of my mind that there might be something out there as far as a trade down that gets us a couple players that we've been talking about. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I trust the guys in charge.
Right. And, obviously, that's what everybody always wants to move down. I want to move down. Everybody wants to move down. But, I do find it funny, though, Spencer, like the reasons that we say, I want to move down, there's not really a guy that, we have to have.
Yeah. ...
Then why would anybody want your pick?
That's what I'm thinking. Obviously, I've been saying the whole time, I want to move down. Obviously, you want more of that sweet draft capital, but nobody's going to move up for any of these guys unless you're in love with Malik Willis, unless you're in love with Kayvon Thibodeau.
But that's the beauty.
Yeah.
The beauty is we're talking about it, and you'd say, unless you move. No, I don't understand that. Oh, we'd all love to do it. But seriously, when you're sitting there at number 2 with the fact that Jacksonville's not taking a quarterback one, all this quarterback hype, we've seen it in the past. You saw it from Chicago last year, trading up to get Justin Fields, just to be sitting there, right? Somebody's going to tell you they don't want it, and then all of a sudden, somebody's on the board because they want to move up. Just the opportunity and the possibility that it's there because that player is in the draft from what we heard maybe to that one team, right? It's not like it used to be in the past, Neil, where you got 5 quarterbacks up there. It's going to be one of these. This is if you like that specific flavor of ice cream. You're going to go get that.
Right.
If it's Heavenly Hash, which is Canadian, it's like Rocky Road, but it's better than my grandfather got.
What makes it better? Because that's a bold statement to say something's better than Rocky Road ice cream.
It is because it doesn't have as many. It doesn't have the marshmallows, and it's got more of the chocolate chunk chips. It's just phenomenal.
But it doesn't have the marshmallows, so how can it be better?
Because I said it doesn't have the marshmallows.
That's flawed logic, D.
No, it's not. Because if you're not a marshmallow fan,
who's not a marshmallow fan?
I'm right on the border with marshmallows. Take them or leave them. But really, they don't do.
So then, why would you not want them then? If you can take them or leave them, then take them.
Heavenly Hash because it's a Canadian. You know, it's sort of like Coffee Crisp and Arrow and Shreddies and all that stuff you can't get over here.
Okay, and that's fair.
So that's if somebody wants their Heavenly Hash or Rocky Road if they prefer.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? And this is off topic, and this has a very understand this, guys.
You know where this could go.
This has a very real chance of derailing everything we've done so far. but that's why I love you, and that's why we're here. What's the deal with Canadian bacon? Isn't it just ham? Why can't you just call it ham?
No, it's Canadian bacon.
No, it's ham, D-Mac.
No, it's Canadian
bacon.
No,
it's ham. Every time I've had it on a plate, it's a piece of ham.
It comes from the cow.
It's a piece of ham.
Canadian bacon comes from a cow. That's why.
It's ham.
No, it's Canadian bacon.
No, it's ham.
Canadian bacon comes from a cow?
No, but I said that way back. I said that.
He had me too.
That was my.
But I wasn't gonna.
Hey, listen, I laid that down back in the day, 25 years ago. And, Canadian bacon, from the cow.
Okay.
But
YouTube chat poll.
Here's the thing. Here's a lesson. Here's a lesson to you. I could have made half of you believe that.
Yeah.
If I would have stayed convicted to it, but I didn't want to carry you on. See, that's old Lions management behavior. I'm teaching you new Lions management behavior, right? I'm more Brad Holmes right now. Old behavior would have been past behavior. So do you understand that? And it's Canadian bacon. Because it must have started. We must have originated it.
And this is why Spencer's one of the best in the business. If you're on the YouTube channel right now watching, navigate to the side of the screen there, the little YouTube chat area if you're not already. Vote in the poll. Is Canadian bacon just ham? The answers are yes and no, although it should just be yes and yes. But whatever, we'll honor the integrity of the poll. 74% of the people say yes. It is ham, D-Mac.
I like Canadian bacon better than marshmallows.
Oh, ham?
No, Canadian bacon.
No, you like ham better than marshmallows. That's what I heard.
No, I said Canadian bacon.
Oh. It's ham.
No, I don't think it is. We'll find out.
Now look, Canadians do a plethora of things better than we do.
It's a pork loin smoked.
So it's ham.
So it's ham, right? Yeah, exactly. So it's ham. Now look, D-Mac, you know I love Canada, right? I love Canada. You guys do so many things better than we do.
We used
so
to.
many things.
we used to.
No, you still do.
I can't, Oh,
this isn't a political channel, or else I'd get into all those things. But we're not going there because I don't do that kind of stuff. But I will say this: Canada does a lot of things better than we do. However, none of them are better than the gravy on the fries. Poutine. That's incredible.
Poutine.
That's gravy.
No, I know with the poutine.
Yeah.
Right, with the cheese curds.
Yeah, that's a fancy way of saying gravy. It's gravy. But Canadian bacon is ham. That's what that is.
It's Canadian bacon. It must have originated there. There must be. It's separate. I mean, it's delicious anyways.
Okay. Now, I knew this was going to happen.
Canadian bacon doesn't.
Yeah, and here we are, too.
It's from a cow.
Real talk. I was just gonna and D-Mac, you know me long enough. If I'm not sure, I was gonna move on.
You did you totally passed it by and you hung it on Spencer.
No, he walked into it.
But you knew that he was gonna.
Well, that wasn't gonna be me.
No, I know, but I had you thinking. Anyways, that was fun.
Here it is, and here this is it.
Do you like
ham? Yeah, I like
Canadian
ham.
bacon or it's ham. Oh,
I like
here we
ham.
go.
Like I like a
It's
ham.
not
I like
wing
ham.
snob, so I don't eat it.
Here it is. I think Jojo Rofo in our YouTube chat thread says it perfectly. And here's where it is. If I ask for bacon and get some limp ham, I'm going to be upset. And that's it. That's it. Bacon has more of a place on the breakfast plate.
If you ask for
than
Canadian
ham.
bacon, then you know exactly what you're going to get.
Well, you should know. You shouldn't fall for that trap, but it is a trap.
I think we can all agree that beans don't belong on a breakfast plate like they eat in England.
100%. Yeah, but that's different.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's different. Everyone falls for that once. Everyone falls for the Canadian bacon thing once, and then they're scarred for life, and they never forget.
All right.
Okay?
I like my bacon burnt.
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're back. We're back, baby.
There we go.
we are back. Mike G says, Rule, Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is my stripper name at Danny's.
There you go. Hey, tell me there's no better Canadian bacon than an Egg McMuffin. That's where it
Now
lives.
that's fair.
That's where it lives.
That's something they do better than us.
That's where
Breakfast,
it
the breakfast
lives.
sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Who wants to go get me a? Let's go. Somebody in the back. Go get a couple rounds of couple rounds of Egg McMuffins. Let's go.
Naki23. Canadian bacon is from the rear part of the loin, and ham is from the rear lower part of a butt. They are totally different cuts.
Yeah.
But Naki, they're both ham.
They're both ham.
You can try to use words to
Thanks,
explain your
Mackie.
way out of this.
Appreciate that.
No, they're both ham. Naki, I'm not letting you do that. They're both ham. Canadian bacon is ham.
We just plowed through a whole segment about Canadian bacon.
I knew it was going to happen. You know these people. You know what they're going to do.
See, but do you like your? See, I'm gonna take this back, and a shout out to my buddy Jimmy Toquette because he brought me a fried Canadian bacon sandwich for golf the other day when we played last Sunday or whatever like that. That he cooked himself. It was absolutely delicious. It reminded me of the home country.
The home country.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree because why it works. Thinner. You need a thinner slice of Canadian bacon, right? Than a thicker slice. That's where you get upset, right? Because then it turns into ham. That's what it is. The thicker it is, then it might goes into ham.
The more of the ham family it is.
More of the ham family. It's more of the bacon family. It's more of the Canadian bacon family when it's thinner. Can we agree on that? Thank you. I'm going to take it anyways.
Chuck Brewer says, Neil, it's worse in Scotland. They just call Canadian bacon bacon. So bacon is ham in Scotland?
No. Ham is bacon.
Right. So they call ham
that
bacon.
Would make it even worse.
So they don't have bacon
and got
bacon.
Ham. No, bacon is ham.
So they just have bypassed the bacon family in Scotland.
Or they call it something else. I don't know. He said.
You see what you guys started over there in Canada? You see what I'm talking about now?
Listen,
the frustration.
What are you talking about? We had no choice. We came over from England and Scotland and Ireland. They already had it infested in us. We tried to make it better, Neil. We tried to make it thinner. We put it on Egg McMuffins and stuff and tried to make it a whole global thing. Canadian bacon, right? If not, you'd still be mad at the Irish and the Scottish and the English for just putting slabs of ham on you.
The NFL Draft Junkie says D-Mac's talking like he's all the way from Sicily or somewhere. The old country. He could be back home in like 90 minutes, you know? He's over here, the home country. Like he can't be there in 90 minutes, man, in a car. Come on. GTFO, D-Mac. Come on, man. That's Hey, hold on here. Sean Danker says, Rule thinks all cuts of a pig are ham. WTF. No, I'm not saying that. You're going to tell me there's not a difference between ham and bacon. There is. But there is no difference between ham and Canadian ham.
Canadian bacon is a pork.
Well, yeah. I mean,
not a ham.
Let me tell you about what I need right now. I need a gypsy vodka, and I don't even need the club soda right now. I need the whole glass, a couple ice cubes, and I just need a good, healthy swig to reset everything. But you know what? That's on me because I knew what I was getting. And you'll know what you're getting with Gypsy Vodka. You're going to get the best tasting, smoothest vodka on the market. It's gluten-free. It's corn distilled 6 times. They use artesian spring water. They got a cool bottle, all that stuff. The owners are cool people. It's based out of Petoskey. They've been here in studio before. We've chopped it up with them. They've sent me a bottle, which I'm appreciative of because I can fire up on a Saturday night. But the bottom line through all that is this. It just tastes good. The vodka inside the bottle is good. That's enough for me. I'm a simple man. I just want to pour it in a glass with some ice, some club soda, a couple limes, and I am good to go. You can go to the grocery store or anywhere that you get your liquor from. Ask for it by name. Tell them you want Gypsy Vodka. And remember, as always, drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. You guys are so on brand sometime, and I mean you guys, like the listeners, the viewers here of Big D Energy. My name is Neil Rule. That's D-Mac. We got Sam Flannel. We got Spencer as well. And I knew you'd be on brand because here you go in our YouTube chat thread. Messages just flying in, can't keep up with them, and it's all Canadian bacon based, which I knew that it would be. Jake Wegener, Neil, a Gypsy Bloody Mary vodka garnished with Canadian bacon. No, it's got to be regular bacon.
Greg Emanuel said that in England, bacon's called rashers. I don't know if that's true, but that makes sense.
I got some English friends. I'll have to ask them. Next commercial break, I'll text them.
We'll look into this. And shout out to John Katzmer Burgess's on the pier in Leamington. Heavenly Hash Ice Cream. It's the ice cream spot right on the water where I grew up. So his grandma, my grandpa, his grandma, he said I haven't had that since back then in the day. Heavenly Hash, it's the bomb.
Maybe you'll go on a pilgrimage and go back to the home country. Maybe you'll put on sandals and put all your belongings in a sack and tie it around a stick and walk back to the homeland.
Are you allowed to go out in public now in Canada or whatever else?
I don't. You're the Canadian insider, man. I don't know. You tell me.
I'm Can-American.
Doughboy Steve, Neil, can they eat cream of wheat with Canadian bacon?
That sounds like the worst breakfast I've ever heard of. Cream of wheat with Canadian bacon.
No, you know what though, and I think I'm getting falsely accused here. Like Spencer, here's the deal. If I say I want Canadian bacon, knowing it's ham, I don't have a problem with it. I just have the problem with the marketing. I believe it's Canadian bacon is like Firefest. You know, like Firefest was a luxury music festival. Canadian bacon's not bacon; it's ham.
That's fair. I like that comp.
Yeah. Okay.
Ham. I'm getting crushed for not knowing the anatomy of a pig. Sorry, I don't know.
All I know is I ask for bacon. I want
Canadian
bacon.
Bacon's good though.
Yeah, that's all I know is when I ask for bacon, I want bacon. But where were we? Oh, somebody said they want to talk baseball. We're going to talk baseball coming up in just a couple of minutes here. Tigers lose yesterday to Boston. They fall to 2-4 on the season. Back it up. It's all over, man.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. Back it all up.
We saw some things, though.
We did. We saw some things. DeShon Elliot, in case you guys did not know, the Lions did sign him to a 1-year contract, kind of a banged-up safety from the Baltimore Ravens. But, our own Corey Wood sent out a tweet with a play of, DeShon Elliott blowing up Derrick Henry. So the sex appeal is there to some degree. Health has been a concern. He's played 28 games in 4 years, but when he's played well. So what the hell? Why not?
Where does he come from? Where was his Baltimore?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's also, do you not like anything defensively out of the John Harbaugh system?
That is true,
as far as well coached, and obviously Wink Martindale's not there anymore and stuff like this, but one of the best renowned defensive coordinators in the NFL over the last 30 years. So pedigree to what he has, and he's got something to prove, but it also is where he's played and who he's played with. You come out of that defense. I don't care. You have to be smart. Like to me, when I talk about the Scotty Bowman hockey back in the days, you have to have a hockey IQ. The one thing I talk about Steve Yzerman is that all his players must have hockey IQ. John Harbaugh's football players, especially defensively, have that football IQ. So you're bringing that over here. I just something to look forward to. 1 year deal, got to prove yourself, but also coming with some of that leadership from that Baltimore. I don't know. Does that do you take stock into any of that, where guys come from, or who's coached them in the past? Sure.
And that's the thing too, where I'll extrapolate that to the whole quarterback crowd. We'll wait for the quarterback next year. C.J. Stroud and those guys. No, man, I'm not interested in Ohio State quarterbacks. I'm not.
No, that's right.
But I am interested in Baltimore Ravens defensive players, because they've proven that's like getting a linebacker from the Steelers.
That's what I'm saying. So again,
it's like getting a Russian player from the Red Wings.
These little pieces that we can look to say, okay, these are why I make, my conclusions or the arguments that I make on why I'm seeing what I'm seeing out of this organization. That's different, right? You're not spending the extra money, but you're giving a guy an opportunity, and you're doing something that, a linebacker out of Pittsburgh, right? That's a given. Defensive guy out of Baltimore, or a special teams guy. Thanks a lot. I mean, it just checks another box. It checks boxes that we didn't check in this organization in the past.
Right, absolutely. Bob M. says, that was Eddie Murphy raw and not delirious, FYI. My apologies, guys. It has been a minute since I've seen both of them.
Goonie goo goo.
No, that was classic. There is no question.
Come on,
Robert Closia brings up a good point. He says Elliott's known for marking tight ends, which is Walker's Achilles heel, which, to even spread that out further, that's been the Lions' Achilles heel forever.
So right coverage there again, and I love you guys for that, to the intricacy of how much you guys care. Is that right? So when you try to pick out what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell see in these guys, not only why. So boom, Tracy Walker's deficit. We're bringing a guy that can benefit, like the yings and the yangs, right? Goes back to our conversation before about the offense and the defense pushing each other, saying, hey, we're doing our job, a little bit more here from you fellas in a positive way. So if Tracy Walker can be a better defender when you have somebody making up for his deficiencies, so to speak, right? That's what a good team, and everybody's not going to always be on their game, but it's somebody who backs it up. That's what made us such a great, championship hockey team. It didn't matter what it was. So hopefully football, and that's a great point. Point these things out, because that is why he's being signed, right? And again,
well, that's why Brad Holmes is here.
But again,
from the Rams,
this is different. Isn't this different? Right? We usually just sign guys and go, okay, he played there or whatever, and it's usually a retread, and it's usually, okay, we got a guy from here,
we had to overpay to get him.
Overpaid to get him.
Give him an extra year.
This is new. Hey, guys, you want an opportunity? Right? We saw it last year. Charles Harris, boom, what he did. Now they're putting things together, so the yings and the yangs and making it all. I love it. Even this little bit more intricacies behind it. There's dig a little bit deeper because we need to. We deserve to. We got to know why, right? This is the why.
Lance is gone. Our YouTube chat thread says Detroit take a safety with pick 32 or 34 now that they signed Elliott. And Lance, I would say this. I don't think it excludes them from doing that. However, I think safety, and this just kind of popped in my head while I was reading some of these comments, I think the safety position is the running back of the defense now in terms of valuation, in terms of what the top ones get paid. And that's why the Hamilton value thing is real. It's very real. And I know that there's a big camp of people with I don't care what position he plays, I just want to get the best football player. See, that's not how Brad Holmes works. That's not the valuation of free agency and the valuation of draft and cap space and all of it. That's inconsistent with what he's shown so far.
So hasn't the responsibilities or the way they operate between running backs and safeties, has changed in the game, right? To be successful, what do we see more so than not running backs? You have to be able to catch it out of the backfield. It's more of, not just running straight up the middle. I mean, Derrick Henry's, there's a couple old school running backs that still run the ball, but safety too. What's the responsibility of the safety in this new game, right? Coming down, stopping the tight end, coming down, plugging. You need a hard hitter, a guy that's more expendable. If you look at it, Neil, they almost mirror each other, offense and defense, and are almost mirrored by organizations and management as far as expendability, contract, whatever like this. So I think, to your point, is what do they say, dime a dozen for running backs or whatever? Maybe that's the case. So if you can get that guy cheap, because if you can get your safety and your running back at a good deal and they're productive, then you can spend all your money on the rest of it. Because where is the money being spent? It's always been quarterback, guy who protects quarterback, guy who gets quarterback. But now you need that safety money, that running back money is going to the wide receiver.
Right.
And that's where the new. So where does the money come from? The receiver's money and the safety's money go, or the safety's money and the running back money. It's cyclical, because once it happens, then it's a copycat league.
Sure. And I forget who it was, and I heard this yesterday, somebody in Detroit sports media, and I forget who it was, because I'm not like other Detroit sports media people. I'll give people credit and credit them for coming up with it when they say it, as opposed to some other Detroit sports media people around here. But I'll leave that, I'll leave that to be. I apologize, because I legit forgot who said it, but they made a great point yesterday where they said no franchise ever looked back and said, man, we won that division title because of that safety we drafted. Nobody, literally nobody's ever said that.
And I guess to that point, right? Great point. But have these conversations when you say it out loud. That means a lot more, right? That means a lot more. Is that? I mean, if I'm thinking safeties, who do I think? The Palomalos, the Ed Reeds, and the Ronnie Lotts. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's three guys. You name me to name wide receivers, I can go on forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, there's three guys like ever.
And you got
but do you know what I mean?
Dawkins.
Like, as far as and not saying to win championships that's not an integral part. You look at what Eric Weddle did coming back for the Rams this year. From not playing.
He was a scrap heap guy.
But a scrap heap guy, but, playing with a torn shoulder, making plays, but being that cerebral. So they're an integral piece when it comes down to it, but they're not that piece that I think maybe we think that needs to be coveted. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely it does. Nine Drink says, if you give Snooty Neal a piece of rump roast and tell him it's New York strip, he's not going to say it's the same. And I would never stoop to a New York strip. Common folk would eat a New York strip. Come on.
Yeah, he passes them over to me.
Yeah, come on. Give that stuff to D-Mac. It's got to at least be a porterhouse.
Escargot appetizer, because the strip steak just doesn't settle.
Now, if we want to be economical and I want to slum it, I'll have a porterhouse or something like that. I can be fiscally.
Like the options.
Yeah,
I had
the fillet and the.
I had a bone-in fillet at Maestro's when I was in LA. They had a 64-ounce Wagyu tomahawk on the menu, and I almost went for it. I was really close to going for it. It's like $150.
Oh, that's another.
I haven't got to the Wagyu yet.
Woodward heavyweights, food challenges.
Yeah, we
start finding them.
We can hit Joe Mears and go down there and grab us a nice Wagyu steak.
I have to admit, I haven't gone to the Wagyu yet. I haven't hit that level yet. Maybe my next contract.
Have you got the Kobe beef in you?
Yes. Yes, we do. Real quick, Harley Fife, next Friday, April 22nd, will be 18 years since I had a kidney transplant. That's big.
Right.
That's great, Harley. So, yeah, glad to hear that. And, hanging out with us, man. You can get, have a good steak to celebrate. Step it up to a porterhouse. You don't have to have a loin, rump roast like D-Mac would. Have a good steak to celebrate, right?
It's all good.
Where can you get that money to get a nice steak at, Neil?
Well, the funny thing is like, you can say that, and you can say, hey, I have a feeling that Casey Mize is going to get the job done tonight.
There you go.
Tigers, Last I looked, plus 105 on mybookie.com. That's the best way to place your bets, everybody. Go there today. Enter the promo code Woodward, and when you sign up, they'll give you free money. That's right, free bets. So you can put it down on Casey Mize tonight. He can go fetch you a Wagyu steak. Like, you can do it that way if you want with MyBookie. The payouts are fast as well. You can take that winning out, and you can go to the store, get you that Wagyu steak, that tomahawk, as Spencer would do. However you want to do it with MyBookie, you can. Again, free bets just for entering the name Woodward when you sign up for your account at MyBookie. Plus, you can bet on anything from wrestling to soccer to all major sports. As I said, the Tigers today, plus 105 against the Royals. Red Wings almost 3-1 underdog. That could be a tasty little parlay that you could spin. Get you a very nice payout. That'd probably be, 5-6-1, I'm guessing, on that. Got a problem with gambling? Call the Michigan Gambling Helpline. You're supposed to be having some fun with it, people, but if it's getting the best of you, call the Michigan Gambling Helpline, 1-800-270-7117. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice.
Neil Rule here for Big Boy, a Detroit institution, and the Seafood Festival is back at Big Boy. They have the Friday night seafood buffet, but you got to act quick. It's only going up until April 24th. It's over when the NFL draft is over. Just think of it that way. Get your mental clock going, so catch it while you can. They got the classics on there, the fish and chips, the fish fry, the popcorn shrimp. Of course, they got the perch as well. There's also a new fish sandwich up for grabs, and it's all available at participating Big Boy locations. It's Big Boy, the Detroit institution. Pulling up on the second hour of the show. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter here in the building, Sam Flannel. Everybody holding it down, and we had a big-time first hour there. We talked a lot of football. We talked a lot of Detroit Lions. We talked a lot about how Canadian bacon's really just ham, but D-Mac says it's not. But even though it is, you can tell when you look at it on your plate. You can tell when you taste it. You can just tell. Absolutely. Honolulu Blue Sparty, bacon equals NFL. Canadian bacon equals the CFL.
Fair enough.
You know what? I've told people this, though. There will be no CFL slander on this show.
What do you say? Canadian bacon put CFL in slander?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No slander Canadian bacon either.
That's okay.
In your world,
Canadian Football
I'll
League
stick
slander.
up for the CFL on your behalf. You let the Canadian bacon go. Just let it be.
No, I'll let it go. Just understand. Okay, it's more of a service announcement on my part to let you guys know. Don't fall for it. If you haven't been tricked, and look, we all get tricked once. That's the way it works. We all get tricked once. Just don't fall for it, guys. If you haven't yet, don't fall for that. But there will be no CFL slander ever on the show because it was a get-right. The Grey Cup was a get-right pick. Part of the 15-6 run that was the get-right pick.
When can folks, because I've been getting DMs and stuff, when can they look for when does the Get Right special, when does that just wait till college?
It presents itself.
There you go. Stay tuned because it presents itself, meaning that you could get a mybookie.com pick from Neil at any time.
Baseball, I mean, it very much, there's a lot of baseball games out there. There are some angles that the Get Right can make its triumphant return, certainly.
Now
we've seen it.
Now, just on this point, is there any shot? Because if you're saying that the Wings are 3-1 tonight in Carolina, that's
you almost got to lay 400 to win 100 on Carolina tonight.
So does that not? I'm just one of those guys that, with the head and the heart, if I'm going to watch it or pay attention anyways, I might as well throw a couple $, on Detroit. And, if they win,
they have been pretty decent.
Away money?
No, they've been decent in those spots this year. And they're talented
They play
enough.
Carolina pretty hard. Now, Carolina's rolling, and obviously one of the best teams in the league and stuff. But coming down to the end of the year, you never know. I'm not saying, but I think that I might, if I was betting man looking for it, I'd take Detroit on the money line tonight.
You're going to spend $5 on dumber things during the course of the day today.
You're right.
So, you get yourself $5 down on a chance to win 15.
Why not?
Yeah.
Boom. Next thing you know, you got that New York strip. Bam.
You're halfway home to a Wagyu.
Yeah, halfway home to Wagyu.
or the tomahawk steak.
Rich Diana on the YouTube chat thread said, "I have a girlfriend whose nickname was Rump Roast." I just thought that was pretty funny.
that is actually pretty funny.
Not to be confused with Rump Shaker.
Yeah. Woodward Sports on our YouTube chat thread. Love me a Slim Jim at Big Boys. There is not a person in America that doesn't like a Slim Jim at Big Boys. Not a person. We can argue about Canadian bacon. Slim Jim's solid.
It's all right.
We got a pre-Malone sighting in the chat. Sawyer's all the way back from Kentucky to visit us on BDE here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He said, "Howdy ho, BDE fan."
There he is.
What a guy.
Sawyer
Shout out
Benj.
to Sawyer.
Down there in Louisville.
Yep.
I was talking with him about a week or so ago. He said the bourbon life down there is starting to consume him. He's got to get it together. It's everywhere. Like Old Forester's right there. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's a slippery slope
You just
down
got to figure
there.
out your flow, kid. You just got to figure out your flow and understand that it ain't going anywhere. You're right in the middle of it, right? It's sort of like me at the farm.
Yeah.
Relax.
It ain't going anywhere. I like that line.
Anywhere.
I do. I really do like that line. Mike G says, Gromit, ask for ham and eggs and bacon and eggs and see what comes. See what comes to the plate. No, I do. I like that. NFL Draft Junkie. Who has ever said, man, I just have to watch the Argonauts? Nobody ever. Wrong. When they had Rocket Ismail.
Oh, absolutely.
They were must-watch television.
Clemens,
Pinball?
Mike Clemens back in the day, they were good.
Guys, I'm telling you, watch your step about the CFL. Watch your step. This is a
Don't make us
CFL-friendly
bring
zone.
fish in here because he'll go absolutely postal.
Yeah. But yeah, happy to have everybody here with us today. Everybody giving Sawyer a lot of love. It is good to see Sawyer back in here. The Bro West CFL, not good enough for the NFL. Maybe that could be the case, but Rocket Ismail was good enough for the NFL. He played in the CFL.
Warren Moon, Doug Flutie.
They seem to be good
They got
enough.
a couple guys. They got a couple.
Right.
I mean,
how about NFL not good enough for the WWE? But The Rock played in the CFL.
There you go. He's doing all right for himself.
He's doing all right for himself.
Now he owns the XFL. So
Absolutely.
everything comes full circle.
Yes. Speaking of that, football this weekend too, right?
That is right. The XFL.
No, USFL.
Or USFL.
USFL.
Sorry, I got him confused.
Same thing.
Yeah. Michigan. I'll wear the Michigan Panthers shirt tomorrow.
There you go.
Both things can be true,
Snuck
though.
up on you.
It did.
Snuck
It did.
up
Yeah,
on you.
really weird.
I'm always interested too when they bring, like they did with the XFL before. But there's got to be a couple guys, right, that make NFL rosters. You know what I'm saying, or give themselves a shot. I know that PJ Walker, who ended up being backup quarterback in Carolina, was one of those quarterbacks that come out. But I don't know. I will tune in. I think that we've brought this up in the past, so. Is everybody will watch what?
First week. Everybody around here will watch the Michigan Panthers. I'll turn it on. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll turn it on. And then my weekends, as the weather gets warmer, will put me in a different direction. Now, people here will watch if they win. Like, if they come out and they're 4-0, I think Detroit fans will watch.
It'll be interesting to see how, besides that, because it's being played in one spot, because you can't tangibly go see the game.
Right.
Right? Like
I don't understand the logic of that move.
It's money. It's got to be money. It's got to be a financial thing.
Yeah, but why do you want to trip? Why do you want to trip over a quarter to get to a dime?
I don't know. Because maybe the way that it's been done before by all the other teams hasn't been done this way. You know what I mean? All the organizations in the past.
Yeah, but I mean, you and I sitting here right now with no business acumen whatsoever. I have no
idea why it was done like that. Maybe it's because they feared it was easier to plan it that way. Like a lot of times, it's easier to keep it self-contained because when they're planning it, they didn't know how maybe COVID would be or how the world would end up. And think about it too when you're starting something, Neil, right? So that first initial investment or whatever, you got that's when you got to keep things as tight as possible, right? So I think that's what we're doing. But here's the thing. We're going to find out. We're going to find out not only if it's competitive, if it's entertaining, if there's anybody worth the crap that plays out there, but you're going to see if you're going to get drawn in. It's the same thing, you know, to the people where you're talking about the CFL and no slander to it. That's personal taste to watch that because it's a different game. But yet there are fans of CFL football. So it'll be interesting after this weekend to talk about the USFL and what we saw this weekend next week.
No, and that is true. They're supposed to play on Sunday, I believe, which is Easter Sunday. So as somebody said here in our YouTube chat thread, Jerry Benson, Panthers play Easter Sunday at noon, new tradition to go with the Lions playing on Thanksgiving. Okay, that's cool. I'm with that. No, it's just where this is going to go the way that these leagues always go, man. People will watch it the first week. I think Panther fans will watch if they win, but they got to win.
Yeah.
That's where, and I wonder if they are doing that, like giving them the first pick and all that stuff. But I go back to it. You guys aren't going to watch this, man. You'll watch if the Lions are 4-0 or 5-1 or something like that. Who was the first pick in the USFL draft?
Shea
Patterson.
Shea Patterson.
I was going to say Connor Cook, but that was
I don't exactly remember you guys clamoring to watch Shea Patterson play quarterback when he played for Michigan. You tell me, Sam Flannel. You're the resident Michigan slappy.
No, he was honestly kind of a disappointment. I mean, he came in with a lot of hype, and he was decent, but he couldn't really bring him over the top. He was just kind of a guy 6 feet tall, didn't have a strong arm, couldn't go through his progressions. I wasn't a big Shea Patterson guy. He was just decent. I don't care to watch him on the Michigan Panthers.
Kind of sounds like every other Jim Harbaugh quarterback in Michigan. Just saying.
That is fair, except J.J. McCarthy, because he's going to start this year. I want Cade McNamara on the bench, out of the program. I don't care. I want J.J. McCarthy. He's going to be the best quarterback that Jim Harbaugh has coached at Michigan, bar none.
Rich Diana, Bobby Lane never cursed the Michigan Panthers. That's a fact.
Can I go back to the booth for a minute to Sammy Flannel? Because I have a question.
Sure.
Are you excited for USFL?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
No, because take this for example, right? Because that's where with new information or whatever else. Now the best part is because you have your why. Why are you not? Why are you so adamant to it's a waste of your time?
Because it's not a good league. I mean, the old USFL had guys like Herschel Walker and Jim Kelly and Steve Young, and this one, the first overall pick is Shea Patterson. That's a big difference.
And that's been my point about this the whole time, Sam.
Glorified college guys that are fringe guys to make NFL teams. That's what we're watching.
Right, and that's been my point about it the whole time. Everyone's clamoring for the USFL to take us back to the days of yore. And remember the USFL. I remember when the Panthers won a championship and stuff like that. That USFL from then is nowhere near what the USFL is now. That USFL went and got Reggie White and Steve Young and the big Herschel Walker, the biggest names. Guys would skip the NFL and go to the USFL to play. Think about that.
Yep, no. And then that's a great point, Sam, because and I think that's where everybody's at. Now, could you be drawn into it, Sam, if it's competitive or if Michigan Panthers are good?
I don't think so.
Okay. True. Hey, true to the new information, and the opinion is always there. That's Sammy Flannel in the booth, folks.
I was a big LFL guy for a while. Checked into a couple of those.
LFL?
That lingerie football league? Oh, yeah.
Of course. Of course you were, my friend.
I'm a big Puppy Bowl guy.
Yeah, Puppy Bowl every
year.
Jake
Wegener says, I'm excited for the USFL because they're on regular TV and not on Bally's that I don't get, so I can't watch the Tigers anyway. And that's fair. I didn't know what the landscape was with Bally's. You pretty much have to have Comcast.
Yes. Yeah, some of my friends have YouTube TV, and the only time they can watch a Wings game or a Tigers game is if they're streaming on ESPN or they're streaming on Hulu for those 5 games a year where they do that. And that makes me mad because I'm like, I got Bally Sports. I want to watch my Detroit sports, and I can't because it's on ESPN Plus or it's on Hulu Live. And
yeah, but we're going to talk Detroit Tigers. They're back in action tonight. We'll discuss the 2 series so far right after I tell you about Planet Fitness. It's the home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The membership plans, they start at just $10 a month for access to your home club. They go all the way up to the black card option. Just $22.99 a month, less than $1 a day. Get you use of the amenities, the unlimited tanning, the hydro massage, the massage chairs, and you get access to all 2,000 plus Planet Fitnesses around the world with unlimited guest privileges. You can join today in club. You're going to pass a couple on the way home. Or if you're motivated, go on your computer right now, planetfitness.com, sign up there. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There's one open now in Midtown Detroit at the Detroit Pistons Performance Center right now, running through May 14th. You can sign up, $0 down, $10 a month. That'll give you access to your home club, and you can get things rolling at Planet Fitness. Where your fitness, D-Mac?
Your fitness is essential.
At Wingsnob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wingsnob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wingsnob. We just have better wings.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Neil Rule here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. They got spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Make sure you join the Pepper Club. You can take advantage of all the best deals out there. They sell the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and Spencer Raxter's favorite, the Swedish Beauty Lotions.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Find out which one of the 26 locations with more on the way is closest to you. They have the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters. Chili Peppers Tanning, the best in the game.
And he rubs it on again and again and again.
Back at it here, Big D and T. Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We got Spencer. We got Sam Flannel as well. Happy to have you all with us here. And did want to talk Detroit Tigers. 2 series in the books, both at home. 2 series losses in the books as well. Certainly was disappointing yesterday the way that it went down. Just the Tigers getting the 1-0 lead, and then the Red Sox exploded for all those runs off the ace of the Detroit Tigers.
2 earned.
The errors, man.
And this goes to show you can't, afford that. I thought, Rodriguez, he was better, and stuff like this. At least, the bats started to get going. But again, I think you're going to run into this issue this year. You don't have the ability not make errors like that because you got to play it as close to the vest. But I was happy that some of the guys got their bats going. Obviously, Torkelson not only with his first hit but his first home run, Badu, Scope. So hopefully this means the bats are heating up. Then sometimes, especially early in the year, you go on the road, you go into Kansas City, you can relax a little bit. New guys, new stuff at home, excitement, first time, all this. So I look at this team going into Kansas City. Hopefully they could take advantage, win this series, but when they come back home for the next homestand, you see a little bit more settled in approach. Does that make sense? The veterans, everybody, getting into their groove. So they're, again, it's early. You can't. If I said 40 games is where we're gonna reevaluate, this is just part of it. And in baseball, It's about streaks. You try to get on those winning streaks and try to ride that wave and try to get off the losing streaks as much as you can. At the end of the day, if you're winning series, you're going to be there. So right now we've lost 2 series, so that's not good. Let's look at KC, because if we're going to be good in our division, we have to beat the likes of KC.
Rich Diana says 9-7 sounds like a Red Wings game, which it does. The old Smythe division for the Red Wings. But no, I mean, again, it's 2 series, 2-4 sitting there right now. But this is what we talked about too, DMAC. And look, it's 6 games of 160-plus games. I understand that. However, with that being said, after this weekend, there'll be 5% of the season done, Sam Flannel.
And you know what they say, you can't win a division in the first month, but you can lose it. So they can't continue this. They got to play better, but maybe Kansas City going on the road and playing them, that could be their get-right series.
Well, the Royals are the favorite in the game tonight.
That's very true.
They're the betting favorite in the game tonight. So there's that. But yeah, the Chicago White Sox at 4-1, and you look at it, Tigers 2.5 back. Already, man, off the first weekend. And look, it's not over. I'm not saying that, D-Mac.
No, but to Sam's point about shooting yourself, losing the division in the first month, that's where you don't want to. That's why it's sort of, you can reevaluate if you're skeptical on that. But so the things that have gone well, and the things that haven't. So we just need them to figure it out. And the balance, and again, you mentioned it earlier, Casey Mize on the hill tonight, so he'll be looking to bounce back, and he's a guy that there's certain players on this team that you can watch, that you watch and you see, are you seeing progress in them? And, like I said, yeah, but baseball's, it's so tough to bet because it's, you see these things that are so close, but, we're watching a highlight of Torkelson hitting his first home run. That's got to be a great sign, great feeling for the kid, just to get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. Now we'll see him maybe relax a little bit more. Not that he wasn't relaxed, but, and I was glad to see, like, people weren't, like, killing him on starting out the way he did. The beginning of the season. You have to understand that. It's good to see Akil Baddoo get the back going, too. Jonathan Scope, because the secondary hitting, right? This lineup, what you didn't have, if this lineup can hit half decent throughout and produce even at the bottom of the order, gives you such a better chance to win. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Right, and we'll get a look, too, this weekend with the Kansas City Royals and Bobby Witt Jr., who is probably the betting favorite to be the Rookie of the Year this year. Same deal with him. He's hitting 100 right now, and he's as blue chip as it gets. I mean, it's just the way it works. Do you remember when you walked into the NHL and scored a hat trick 3 of your first 4 games? I don't.
Score a hat trick because get on the score sheet.
Yeah. But what is that though? Just to give it perspective, I understand that it's different though, D-Mac, and I like to do this from time to time because you're here and your experiences I think are a resource, and this is just more for me, for my kind of own perspective. Just to give everybody, and certainly you can't speak for him because it is a different world, that first time you stepped on the ice in an NHL game, i.e. Spencer Torkelson's first series at home, first time he played on the field, is it paralyzing to a degree? Are you scared? I mean, I know you're so nervous. Is there some fear too?
I don't think that it all depends. Now, Spencer Torkelson, and I can only relate to myself.
Right.
But I wasn't, he's got a lot of pressure on him being a first overall pick and stuff like that. So I don't think it's more of fear, but it's just the comfortability because what you saw is just, getting those first at-bats or whatever. It's just the jitters or getting in the game. In hockey, it's easy, right? And the role that I played, it was easy, Neil, because you want to get into the game. You just go run somebody or you can physically, altercation with somebody to get yourself into a game if that's the way it is. I think it's about belonging when you feel like, man, I belong here. So different people are different ways. I think that what we've seen in the past, because of Torkelson at every level, it's just a matter of time. It's just sort of like he just needs to feel it out. It's almost like a poker player, maybe early on. He's laying some hands down, pre-flop because he doesn't get the flow of your betting or maybe gives you a little bit more credit. And I think maybe he gave the game a little bit more credit that it was bigger, but this is what these top guys do. And this is what your first overall picks and these top of the draft guys do. They've been dealing with this pressure for most of their life, so they know how to handle it. So I think it's more of a comfortability. And like you saw that, he didn't look at that home run he hit yesterday. Right, I'd love to see some people try to throw it by him, but it was just so relaxed and he was just so on this ball, right? Bang! That was a no doubter. I think we're going to see more of that, but I just think it's confidence, Neil. But there is this sort of, because you don't know what you're getting into, right? And then it's routine and it's doing things like, oh my gosh, you're flying on a plane and first class service everywhere and all this stuff, and it's a different thing. So you have to be comfortable in your skin to be the player that you have to be.
And it's funny you bring that stuff up, too, because certainly our worlds are different, and what you do is different than what I do. But I remember the first time that I got the call to do Pistons in Washington, and that travel experience was different than anything I had ever experienced. And I'd done, a couple of years of Division I college basketball.
But tell me you get that taste,
right? We would charter places. We stay at Marriott's and stuff like that. But we don't charter with an ottoman. Your airline seat, your seat on the plane doesn't have an ottoman that kicks out.
And plus, you're on the basketball plane, so everything's like for 7-footers.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is. And I remember, I'll tell you, D-Mac, I was paralyzed with fear. You know what I'm saying? Here, wondering if I belong here. You look around and this team has a $130 million payroll and this coach makes $7 million a year. And I'm sitting here and I'm part of this. And they're serving sea bass. And I've never had sea bass in my life. And what does it taste like? And you know what I'm saying? Those are real things, man.
So to this point of how you can relate, right? All that stuff going on around. But then when you sat down, put the headset on and started calling basketball, you might have been, oh, man, wow, I'm doing Pistons broadcast. I've always wanted to do this. But when the game starts, boom, then you're in your element.
Then Rick Mahorn was in my world.
That's the comfortability with whether it's Torkelson, Riley Greens, these young pitchers, whatever. Are they comfortable in their own skin with what they got to do? And I think that's what you saw for the first game, for the whole game in Spencer Torkelson of coming, oh, okay, I belong here. Or this is what I do. But we've seen it, you've mentioned it, because at every level. Right, he's hit at every level. It's sort of, we've seen this at every level. When he went up to, AAA in Toledo last year, it takes a second, but it's okay because they're all learning. That's the acumen, but it's the comfortability that you do deserve the sea bass, and you deserve to be alongside the guys making the millions because you're there for a reason.
Right, and I remember, and I'll never forget this too. And I know we got to get over to Spencer and tell you about the Fulling Warehouse. I would imagine. Because that feeling of when we did go on the air, and I was like, man, I'm doing this game with Rick Mahorn, and I watched him as a kid and all that kind of stuff. But then when we got going, then I got that swag going, and I was like, I'm holding Rick's hand, and I'm walking him through this because This is what I do. And D-Mac, that was the most intoxicating feeling I've ever had in my life.
That's the Jones, bro.
Yeah.
That's the vibe. That's the juice.
The most intoxicating feeling I've ever had in my life was like, I'm doing this in the NBA, and these guys all better keep up. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're there for and that's the attitude you have to take, is that you have to realize, everybody out there, that if you're in that position, you're there for a reason. Grab that bull by the horns and manifest your own reality.
Yeah, easy guy. And I think there will be a degree of that with Torkelson. He's human, right?
I think that here's the thing. Right, with Torkelson and even Green as he gets healthy or whatever, but you got a Mutt and Jeff, and you got sort of forget on field, but it's sort of like Tram and Whitaker back in the day, right? There was Mutt and Jeff being, they were always sort of together. When you thought of the Tigers, you always thought of those two and stuff like this. That's the sort of thing, and pitching wise, you're hoping like back in the day, the Atlanta Braves, they had those pitchers when they had Avery, Smoltz, Glavine, Maddox, all those guys. That's the Mize, Skubals, Mannings. That's what you're hoping for conversations.
And I bet they could pick it in Fulling.
Yeah, I bet they could. I was just gonna say, where you don't need to be a professional is at the Fulling Warehouse.
Well,
Fulling
that for a fact.
Oh, definitely. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. You can host your corporate party, your team building event, or just come in with your family and friends, have a good time. There are 2 different ways you can play. There's $10 open unlimited play. You can stay there open till close, play as long as you want, or private lane reservation. $120, 10 people, 2 hours, having a great time. They have over 100 beers, multiple fully loaded bars. You don't want that hassle. You don't want to pick something out. They have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. Put in $2. It pops you out a beer. No hassle. No decision needed. Just great beer. So come on down to the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck and get your full on. Or visit them at fullingwarehouse.com. Again, that is fullingwarehouse.com. I'm Spencer. This is BDE on Woodward Sports. We will be right back.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
The official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. We support this local Detroit business, and we are excited to show you our latest project, the Planet Fitness Studio from Sticker Genius. If you need custom stickers, wall graphics, window graphics, and plenty more, reach out to our friends at Sticker Genius. We at Woodward Sports couldn't be any happier with the service they provided us. They were quick, easy to deal with, and super professional. Head to stickergenius.com today.
Pitch. Here's the one-up. Swung on, there it goes. Deep left center. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
But caught.
The wall. Caught by Tapia. Boy, I thought that was gone.
Oh, my God.
So Stanton got close. He sent Tapia back to the wall to make the catch. And the Yankees come up just empty.
The back pedal is brilliant.
And gone.
Are you kidding me?
Big D Energy, Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel. We got Spencer as well. That was John Sterling on the Yes Network yesterday. Yankees, Blue Jays, which I watched pretty much that whole game. I was sitting there doing prep. I didn't have to put up with the nonsense of Oak Island or any dumb shows like that. So I was able to just sit there and do it and get my stuff going, by the way. Speaking of that, we were talking about the whole NBA thing. I got assigned by ESPN next week, ESPN Plus. I'll be doing Detroit City Columbus Crew for the U.S. Open Cup. I'll also be doing Real Salt Lake, the MLS team, their U.S. Open Cup match as well. My first match is featuring MLS teams, so I'm kind of fired up about that.
As you should be. So is that why I know that I wasn't here yesterday, but that's why you were able to peruse Oak Island the other night, because you were doing prep for MLS?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing 6 matches over the course of 5 days for soccer. So yeah, it's like finals. I equate that, like people ask me about that prepping for a broadcast. Remember finals back in the day because you didn't do anything all year, and then it came right down to it, and so you'd have to like cram all this stuff in there. And I do these little spot charts for each team. Detroit City's easy, obviously, because I'm familiar with it. It takes me literally 20 minutes just to update the numbers and any new facts or whatever. But to create these from scratch for an entire soccer team is about a 3-hour process. So then I got to do, like I said, I got to do 9 of them.
Wow.
Because there's teams I never called before.
My question is, we listened to John. Have you ever made a call or regret like a call like that in a game where like a hype call about, like, you thought it was a catch, you thought it was a basket, coming down to it or something, like made a boo-boo like that? And here's the thing, if anybody doesn't know, the announcer there, he does this frequently.
He does. He's over 80.
There's a website, or there's a Twitter follow of him, like, gassing calls.
Yeah.
Right?
I heard somebody, I was listening to MLB Network this morning on Sirius Satellite Radio, and the guy that hosts the show says, the game going on in John Sterling's mind is oftentimes different than the game that's going on the field.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he's like the modern day Harry Carey almost,
yeah.
Right? Except
he doesn't go out drinking with the people, and the people don't love him.
There you go. Maybe they would. But is there any moments like in calling that, or is it like what is it embarrassing? what is an embarrassing call?
See, and again, I'll knock on wood. And Mario Mpemba, who's my mentor in this game, one of the guys I look up to the most in this industry, he told me, stick around. It's going to happen to you at some point. But knock on wood, it hasn't happened to me yet. But I don't need to jump the call. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to be right.
You let the call happen, like your goal calls and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm going to gather I'm going to use all the tools to gather the information. That really can't happen when you're doing radio. I think, it really can't happen. But it shouldn't happen to you on television because it's in front of you. But that's where, when you're 80 plus, you have to be mentally sharp to do it. There's a read to it. There's a read and there's a flow and everything that's going on, and you get locked in. You have to be sure of what you're saying. But the good ones can be sure quickly.
Yes. That's a good point. The great ones are sure the quickest.
Bingo. That's what it is. And it's just, this is a game, and look, I'm not denigrating John Sterling because he's accomplished more in this field than I probably ever will in my life. I'm not doing that. But there is a time where if I'm struggling to keep up and stuff like that, I hate the way, and I'll get personal with everybody, and this will sound kind of rough. And a good buddy of mine, we had an apartment together in our early 20s. You know how that would go. But that was towards that was towards the end of Ernie Harwell's era.
Yeah.
And it got rough at the end, man. It just did. In terms of Ernie calling the games.
But my heart was calling him into what? His 80.
Right. And my heart breaks that because I grew up with Ernie Harwell on my radio when I was supposed to be asleep. My parents thought I was asleep. I lived for listening to the Tigers games, man. I loved it.
No, absolutely.
I loved the way that he would just STF you for 15 seconds.
Here's the whole thing. I didn't know this till probably the 2000s, and I've been listening to Ernie Harwell since the 70s. I thought he knew everybody in the ballpark. And there's a Petoskey, kid from Petoskey got that. I'm like, man, Ernie knows everybody. No, little trick to the trade, right, of knowing every town in the state of Michigan.
Yeah. And, it's for me, I was disappointed with the way it was ending for Ernie because I would listen to him do the games and I'd be like, that's not Ernie Harwell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, I've always said that, where I'm a little bit different with this field. There are a lot of guys in our field, and you know this, D-Mac, that do what I do, that think that it's about them and they're the show and all that kind of stuff. And I've always held firm. This is very much it's the game is the
You're
show.
The narrator.
And the fan, it's the fans.
Right.
That's why I've always taken the time to interact with them, always on Twitter, wherever I can do it when people want to talk at games. And sometimes, because I see you do it, and I know what it takes to do that. And it'll be very easy for you to just turn and say, hey, I got to go, I'll catch you later, stuff like that. That's why I've kind of always appreciated the way that you do that, and I've kind of learned from it as well, is that if somebody, and that's with you guys too, like watching this show, right? You are taking time out of your day to watch this or to listen to this.
Absolutely.
The least I can do is involve you.
Well, that's the whole thing is I see you, right?
I see you, exactly.
And here's the one thing is that this is, goes to our friendship, away from doing a show together, or why we're able to do a show together is because our principles on how to treat people are a lot of the same, and also realize it's about the fans and the product. And we're the caveat to that, right? The facilitator of options, right? And the facilitators of the way. So we take great pride that the interaction that we have and all the, Detroit Dabber was in again first, and the fact that there's over 200 people watching, we're almost to 100 light. That means something to us because it's about the people. And like you and I, there's one thing to it, and it goes to listening to your broadcast and the excitement, and everybody does it their own way, but it's to understand what's the important part and to bring the fan in there first, or to give them what we're trying to do is bring them behind the curtain a little bit.
And for me, and I've told you this story, I think personally, D-Mac, and I may have said this on the air before too, is and Chuck Brewer says Ernie's knowledge and stories never grew old, but yeah, at the end he was missing some stuff. And yeah, and it's going to happen when you get to that age. And Robert Colosia says, Neil, the key is excitement and your tone matching the situation. I heard a Lakers game this year where the announcer was out with COVID. The replacement was monotone, and Chick Hearn was rolling over in his grave. And look, it's about the fans won. It's about the game as well. And for me personally, D-Mac, and I've always called, whether I've done a PA for a high school football game. I like to do that at Fraser, where I went to high school.
Absolutely.
I like to go, whenever I got the time, I'll go do it because I love doing it. And I'm excited to be there because I'm the son of 2 factory workers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like they went to work every single day, did the same job every single day. And to this day, I've called almost 500 college. I've had to call over 1,000 games in total. And every single one of them has been different. And I feel bad for everybody out there in the workforce that doesn't get that every single day that they go to work.
Right. They get the variety. Same sort of context, but there's always a different storyline. There's always a variety, whether you're calling a game, whether we're doing the show. Even out and about, for me, walking through LCA on game nights.
Yeah.
There's people that I'm going to run into and stuff. I cherish that, Like
I do too, man.
The whole thing of, listen,
it sounds
if you're going to be the mayor of
cliche.
Hockey Town, then you got to show out to the people. Don't talk about it. Like, that's one thing I say is, hey, everybody be them. I want everybody to be the best version of themselves because that's what I'm trying to be.
No, absolutely, and that's what it is. Like I'm just happy to be there, man. Like I know it's cliche and stuff like that. I'm happy to be there because I know what the alternatives. Like D-Mac has talked about it. He knows what the alternative was.
Yeah, screw that. Screw EMB air conditioning.
Crawling around inside the ductwork. Neil Rule here to tell you about the sports marketing agency. They've been leveraging pro athletes and other notables for a decade against the issues around mental health and substance use disorder. With the help of NFL alumni, Sean Jordan has been able to save lives and take a stand against these issues. Go to woodwardsports.com. Check out their podcast. I think it's pretty important, people. It's entitled This is the F Word. It's a series on fentanyl, a problem certainly that's taking a huge grip on our country right now. If you're struggling with substance abuse or mental health, they are here to help. Go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com. It's a sports marketing agency.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
You asked for it and we listened. The Seafood Festival is back at Big Boy, including a Friday night seafood buffet. Catch it while you can, available at participating locations until April 24th. Also available, the new fish sandwich. We'll see you at Big Boy.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Spencer, Sam Flannel as well. Happy you all are with us. Rack on our YouTube chat thread. Look at Neil trying to relate to the common folk. Detroit Dabber, I put so much money into this airline, I demand an ottoman. Neil, probably.
Yes, that was no, it was actually, I do have it taped somewhere. He said, I will only get on your private plane if my chair goes back to full lay-down mode. They said, we have an ottoman, sir. He said that'll do for now.
Yes, you're warned.
Verbatim.
You're warned.
You're warned. That's
you get one.
This one time.
It's like when we're dialing in the cameras and everything like that, and Spencer says, Neil, I need you to move a little to your right, and I do it. Or I go a little to my left. I do it once. If you need me to move again, you have to call my agent. And then she's got to call me and say, yes, Neil, you can move again.
That's right.
That's the order. That's the way
but we have
that
the
it
mill
works.
spec down, so we know how it runs. Smooth operating.
Tony D, Neil, you're a great commentator. Tony, you're a great viewer, man, and a great fan, so we certainly do appreciate it. Let's close out this poll, by the way. Is Canadian bacon just ham? 78% of you say yes. So I think the people have spoken.
Wow.
I was right.
They're wrong. 78% of people are wrong.
I think we can close that one out. Here's one I have for you, though. It's April right now. And I've noticed that even with me, with baseball being back, I've been spinning around. I told you guys I watched pretty much watched a good chunk of the Tigers game, watched pretty much the whole Yankees-Blue Jays game yesterday. Vlad Guerrero, by the way.
Yeah.
Bro.
3 homers, made the game-winning save down there at first.
Just smashing the ball.
Is he the best hitter in the game?
The best home run hitter.
For sure.
I think so, man. I do. I think so. It's just, you can't. He's hitting bad pitches. He's hitting good pitches out. He's hitting bad pitches out.
Wonder where that comes. That comes by that honestly, because his old man. He hit a pitch. I would be not like you throw one down the middle of the Vlad Guerrero Sr. and you might get it by him. You throw it in the dirt and he's hitting it over the fence.
Yeah.
Vlad Guerrero hit a pitch that bounced off the wall.
Yeah, like a cricket. like a cricket batsman. Like go watch Senior. So obviously, what's that tell you? But the hand-eye coordination, the bat speed, and all that stuff. But one of the most exciting young players and one of the most exciting superstars in the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But April's underway, man, and it's deep, and we've had the Masters already, and baseball's here, and the playoffs are getting ready to start. And Spencer asked me this question. It was actually a couple days ago. But is April the best sports month? And I'm not even necessarily talking whatever it is to you. Is it locally? Is it not? And Spencer just put the tweet up there. April's when you go to the Tigers game during the day, you go to the Red Wings game at night, or the Pistons, however you want to do it. But April's great. But for my money, D-Mac, October's better.
Yeah, you're getting into this is sort of the start. It's like the spring, the flowers are blooming. Whereas at the end is that when it's the harvest and the things are coming off, that means championships, rings, whatever, October. You know what? Here's the thing, though, is that you can erase a lot of the summer months, the dog days of the summer and the dog days of the years, that April might be the second best.
Yeah.
Because of the draft,
the
because
Masters,
of baseball, because of the Masters, because usually hockey playoffs start the first round. This year, not so much. But everything gets underway. But I agree with you because there's championships presented, coming down October.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So that's just a personal preference. But I think that, to your point, there's 1A and 1B, right? The beginning and then the end. Nobody really likes the middle, right? They don't read the middle chapters, right? You're just talking about studying. So you read the prologue, you read the first chapter, you read the back of the book and the last chapter. Now now you can do your book report.
Fatal Gator says April can't be the best sports month when the biggest sport isn't even playing. But I would contend, though, Gator, and look, I'm just making an argument here because I'm an October guy myself, and Spencer put it up there in our YouTube chat poll right now. What's the best sports month of the year? I am Team October. But with all that being said, you can make a case for it because the NFL draft, which I would say for fan bases is the equivalent, has become the equivalent of a game day.
I think more so, Neil, that other than the Super Bowl and the hype around the whole week of it, and because that's only for specific teams, right? Not for teams like ourselves. I think that the draft could be the second biggest event in football, right? And even more so, it could be big. Like if you want to make the argument that it's bigger on a whole for numbers for different teams and different fan bases, that it's the draft's the Super Bowl, I could see that argument because there's 28 other teams or 30 other teams that don't make it to the finals, so they'd have to look forward to trying to get back there. So.
Because it includes everybody.
It includes everybody, right? And the whole fan base. And this is the time of any other draft because it's the basketball is the same way, but there's only a couple rounds. These are where you're going to see the improvement. And we mentioned it before. Football, you do it right, you can in a 2-3 year span, you can go from worst to first if you do it right. So I think that because more eyes are on the draft, that could be more of a Super Bowl, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
At least the investment of it. So everybody's more invested, and especially now, right, where everybody thinks at draft time that they got a shot to get, and they know what's the best for their organization.
Rich Diana says April because I can turn down my 3 furnaces. What a life of privilege Rich has. 3 furnaces.
Gosh, is that up the hill from you?
Yeah,
Can you
absolutely.
see
That's
that?
over where
You-
Herman Moore lives.
Ah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Herman Moore lives in that part of Washington Township. I'm in the more economically viable part of Washington Township.
That's what I'm saying. But there is 3 furnace houses out there. That's sick.
There is, yeah. That is a couple miles down the road, though. But
Sam, what do you
you know
think?
where Greystone is, right?
Yeah.
There's a neighborhood across Mound from Greystone, probably about 31-ish mile out there, where, let's just put it this way, their property taxes are roughly about $15,000 a year.
Just on this topic, go on. If anybody wants to check out, Russell Wilson put his house up in Seattle, $36 million. Wait do you see this thing on the lake that it is? They did I saw it this morning.
Oh, we got to get Spencer on that one to track that one down.
Yes.
We got to do a real estate review.
But Sam, what is yourself? Which month do you get excited for the most?
October for sure, because my favorite sport is college football, and that's when you start getting into conference play. And I love the NFL. At that point, you can kind of see what teams really are. And of course, the World Series. Big fan of baseball. That's some of the best baseball you'll ever see is like NLCS, ALCS, World Series, and the NBA and NHL start at the tail end of the month. I mean, you can't really get any better than that.
And that's where, too, because I am a big college football guy as well, but you talk about that weather turning, but you juice 1 or 2 more high 70s days, too, out of October. At the beginning, you juice 1 or 2 more, and then it kind of gives way to the heavy beer season where you can have that pumpkin ale or that stout or whatever out on the deck when it's like 55 or 60 degrees. Like, you can do that as well. But as you said, the college football is out there. We can
fire pits.
The fire pits
up.
going.
The queue's not put away yet.
No, and you got the Hawaii game on Saturday night at midnight out on the deck.
The Get Right
I'm getting you
specials are
right.
Full gear.
Yeah. You know, you smell the firewood burning everywhere.
I can hear the chinkle of the ice in the Gypsy vodka.
Yeah.
Pre-garnished
Well, in
limes.
October, I'm not going to lie to you. October, we're going bourbon in October. We're going bourbon. I might dabble.
I was just talking on the golf course earlier. You were sipping the Gypsy vodka.
100%.
right?
Yeah, because it's a little more sunny and stuff like that.
There you go.
It's for me, it's just where that's how I'll operate, and I'll go a pumpkin ale. I do like a pumpkin ale. These how many
pumpkin ales?
Yeah, how many pumpkin ales, Spencer, can you knock down
Can
in
I
a
put
city?
down? Ooh, I don't know. That'll get a little different there. Those flavored beers, that doesn't really do it for me. But I could put down easy 6 or 7 of them without even trying. If I really wanted to.
And I'm talking, that's like the heavy ones, right?
Oh yeah, I'd put that down. I've been to Coonan, they've got that 9%er. It's Drippa. I put down the most in one night. I put down 7 of those.
You were some type of way after that.
Oh yeah, I was feeling good after that one.
Hey, Neil, do you, speaking of, we're on the craft beers or whatever, but at the end of my drinking career or whatever, then they had those bourbon beers.
Oh yeah,
those are delicious. I like those.
Those are those
like
are not
those?
to be trifled. But I have a couple in the fridge right now. The Kentucky Beer Barrel Bourbon Ale. Yeah,
those
there.
Are good.
They are good, but again, you can't.
No,
you got to go easy. Our friends at Griffin Claw, the Rojo, that's a staple of my October.
I
the
got
red.
you know what I got? They got the grind line. They got the. They need a beer after. I've never drank it. I never will.
Yeah, so there you go. At the end of my drinking career.
A lot of people tell me that it was good.
I got the Russell Wilson house.
Mike, you do you?
Yeah.
Mike G says a pumpkin ale gets too sweet. That's why, one. Maybe 2 if you're, but that's it. Pumpkin ales are like donuts. There's a law of diminishing returns on it. Like you'll have the first one and go, wow, that's really good. So you'll have a second one thinking that you can replicate the high from the first one, and you just can't. It's just not as good. You said you got the house. You want to do it? Let's do it after the break.
We can do it
Let's do it after the break. Tell me about Lady Jane's, D-Mac.
Well, I'm telling you about money, and I don't know about $36 million, but $100,000. You might get a down payment on the pool house or something at Russell Wilson's, as you'll see after the break. But hey, if you get into Lady Jane's, any other 168 locations, you can walk in, sign in, and get ready for a beautiful King's Treatment haircut, and also say, hey, hi, stylist, I heard you're having a draw. And they'll say, yeah, do you want to get in on it? And they say, yeah, $100,000. So make sure you get in today. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Why? It's wicked awesome. Be right back. Woodward Sports Network.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Sticker genius. Sticker genius. Yes, look around the room. Look at all these stickers. That's stickergenius.com, and you too can be part of the Big D Woodward Sports family. It comes with stickers, signage, sticker genius, stickergenius.com. What can I say? Probably get it back to you within 24 hours. So don't wait today. Make Sticker Genius where you go for stickers.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We got Spencer, we got Sam, Flannel, YouTube chat thread, Rich Diana. Spencer looks like he can put him away. I think that story tells you all you need to know.
Did you not see my guy on stage? And I liked how he did it. I think he had a Pepsi in one hand, and then he chugged the... What were you drinking?
Oh, I had the
Cristal?
The champagne. It was a Corbel. I'm not the Cristal. We got that.
We'll get you up there. Listen, we'll get you hanging around in Neil's area.
We got to get you in the market.
And it was orange juice and the Corbel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so a little early morning mimosa.
Yeah, we definitely got to get you in the market. Fatal Gator October, it has the fall colors, fishing, deer season coming up, Thanksgiving and Christmas excitement, college football, NFL, NHL, baseball playoff excitement. It all just feels different. Mike G says 100K, buys a lot of Canadian bacon, pumpkin ale, and flannel boxer shorts.
That sounds like a terrible night.
I hope you win, Mike.
Yeah, I hope you do too. YT Sparty, Michigan is the king of micro brews. Clomp Sauce says, I like the reverse Jameson in the coffee barrels. I haven't spun that one yet. I need to. Mr. Poole, New Holland Brewery was my ish, and I'm with you on that. Griffin Claw and New Holland. Griffin Claw number 1, New Holland close number 2, and the reason New Holland because they have a bourbon that I like a lot that's very affordable, the beer barrel bourbon. They age it in their Dragon's Milk beer barrels. As a matter of fact, it's just snooty enough for me.
What have we learned? Exactly, bourbon is the way to Neil's heart.
YT Sparty, what is Two Hearted Ale? That's pretty strong. Yeah, a lot of fun. Are you a big Two Hearted Ale guy?
No,
I'm not
really.
either.
Not really. I'm not really a craft beer guy either. I just give me some Labatt's and I'll be good. I do love some Drippa though. If I go to Kunin, I'll put them down. But other than that,
that's how I am about Final Absolution at Dragon Mead.
Okay, yeah.
It's one of those Belgian ales. It's like 14%.
Oh yeah.
You got to clear the calendar.
That'll get the job done.
You got to clear the calendar if you're going to be doing
for
it
a couple days.
Tigers in action tonight. They're in Kansas City playing the Royals, as we said. Casey Mize on the bump. They're a plus 105 underdog. The Red Wings are in Carolina. They're a little bit of a larger underdog. Carolina minus 400. Red Wings right around 3-1.
Wonder what the Tigers Red Wing parlay, win-win parlay.
Yeah, it would be healthy. I would say that.
I mean, why not? Like Neil said earlier, you're going to spend $5 on something worse today. So,
yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, take a look at it and get in there because.
Hey, Sawyer just goaded Two Hearted.
Oh yeah,
he goaded him at the sticks.
Goaded him on the sticks.
He's on the sticks.
Sawyer's a big craft beer guy. I know that for sure. He loves his craft beers.
No, he does. And look,
I'm a simpler palate. I have a simpler palate when it comes to beer.
Hey, that's my playbook, bro. That's my playbook that I run. The simple.
Yeah, Final Absolution's getting some play. 10%.
Yeah, I'm a big Final Absolution guy as well. I like too that we can always talk about it. Detroit Dabber says, yeah, Final Absolution 10%. I'm not big on clove flavors in my beer. Well, I think it's a little north of 10% too, if memory serves. It's about the ends to the means when it comes to that.
How can you not bet the Wings tonight? Klomp Sauce will be in the building. He's going to bring the positive Big D energy juju. So, you know what? If you're going to go one or the other, I mean, go. I'm putting that nickel down on the
7.5 to 1.
There you go. There you go. I might even put $10 down to win 75, because then I can get that Wagyu
and the tomahawk.
I can get the tomahawk. Let's do it.
You might be able to make a down payment on this house that Sierra was living in for a while.
Oh yeah. We got to let's get the look at Russell Wilson's house is on the market. $16 million. They're in Bellevue, Washington. So 7 bedrooms, 7 baths, 10,740 square feet. So that is out there. Is there more photos, or is that's
if you go on Zillow or whatever and look at it, and they'll do the video through it. I know some people in the chat have seen that already and stuff like this. It's unbelievable on the lake, and I don't know why you need that much stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Well, for people like us, D-Mac. For people like us, D-Mac, it's about, that's how we keep score.
That's how you keep score?
How many furnaces do you have?
All right, there you go. How many furnaces in that house?
There's a lot. There's a lot of furnaces in that one. Let me see here. Casey Stock says, Michigan beer is incredibly underrated nationally, but come on, Colorado has the best craft beer. I fell for that once when we were in Denver one night. They don't even tell you either. Like, they don't warn you. They don't give you any instructions. You just sit down, and they ask, well, what do you like? And then you tell them, then they bring you something. They're like, well, this is a comp to that.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 of them. And then you're at the altitude.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And you don't know what the hell happened, man.
And then you're seeing stars and everything.
You're like, bro, I've been here 50 minutes.
Yeah.
How can it be like this already? That is true. Colorado, man, they do it right.
The altitude got you. It wasn't it. They use the altitude to their advantage. 2010, I have a shirt. The altitude got me.
Yeah.
In Aspen.
That is true.
It happens.
Appreciate y'all tapping into the show today, everyone watching and listening. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll talk more NFL draft. We're doing it every single day, all the way in. We'll take a look back at the Wings and the Tigers as well. It's a big start for Casey Mize. It is, man. Like, you're 2-4, bro.
Well, I think the big thing as we leave here is we like the start that Matt Manning had. Now it's time for Casey Mize, if he's going to be that Verlander guy, or in our
if you want it both ways, if you want to contend and you want to talk playoffs, then this goes along with it, right? Like, I can tap out. I can tap out any minute you guys want to, where you say, it's not for them this year.
Right.
Then I'll tap out too.
Yep.
But
We're
if we want
40 games, here we go. Let's
all
do
right.
Another one tonight. Win a series.
For D-Mac, for Sam Flannel, and for Spencer, my name's Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in to Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.